Welcome back to Limbus Company, Canto 5. Last time, we stormed into a club, and Ishmael almost killed Dante. Pretty normal stuff. Now, we keep on going forwards, and we look to see if we can finally rescue the LCCB team leader. Smee, first mate of the Twin Hook Pirates, told us where they were keeping the captured LCCB team leader. Ishmael wanted to leave no loose threads behind, but I stopped her, even if it meant putting myself in danger. I have no logical explanation for what I did, nor could I convince Ishmael, but I don't regret what I did. To the point where the difficulty is at level 35 now. I think all of these shipping containers are full of... Right, let's try not to linger on that thought. I tried my best to not speculate about what terrible things the pirates might be hiding in that mountain of shipping containers. Hey, who's there? How'd you find this place? Hey, we're just here to check out that shipping container with a green triangle over here, and we'll be right out of your hair, okay? Let's take them out before anything worse happens to our agent. Yeah, fair enough. Don't really think you should, I think that's like the worst way to try and say something to these pirates if you want to not be fought by them. Okay, more of these guys. Mustachio bandana wearing. Okay, simple enough. Simple enough stuff. I do wonder how much is left so far. Because we've been through a fair bit, but there's been a lot of cutscenes. There hasn't really been that many fights, especially... Well, our only good frame of reference is Canto 4 so far, because 1 through 3 was, of course, built very different than how Canto 4 was released. Shove, that's fine. You're gunning. We probably shouldn't have you gun. We did that. Okay. Opportunistic / gaming, tails, that's fine. We're winning clashes. That is a lot of tails for someone who is really not supposed to be getting that many tails. Well, the important thing is he gains sanity from the clash. That's really all that matters with a lot of these first. These first 2 turns are really just about gaining sanity and hopefully staggering at least a couple of them. Yeah, which we have definitely managed to do here. So we can double shove. Like that, okay. Might all die here? It's hard to say. We're still pretty low sanity on a lot of people, and we're not getting a lot of clashes off here. So we're gonna get a lot of tails. We're not gonna do as much damage as I'd like. Yeah, there's no way we're finishing it this turn. But they're all pretty low. If we win a couple clashes, we should be in a great spot. Like that, okay. Nice. Yeah, I think they're all dead this turn. They're fairly weak. Yeah, okay. Now wave 2, there's one of these stronger guys, one of the agile ones. And we've got a gun we can use. Decently, not a lot of poise potency. But that's fine. It's something. We'll gain more poise based on bleed on target. The target's not gonna have any bleed. We just gotta hope we get a lucky crit with this gun. And if not, oh well. We're not going to get a much better chance to use the gun this fight, I don't think. It's only a 2-wave, and these guys aren't going to live very long. Especially with us at mostly decent sanity. Ishmael's sanity is still rough because of the debuff she gets in this Canto. But that's fine. Okay, shoot this guy. Nice. Decent. It's like not too special. It's a support crit unit. It's a combination poise, tremor, and rupture unit. Which is a lot of things going. I think it's the first unit that's used 3 of the 7 status effects in conjunction. Which is really funny. We've gotten units that have like 3 status effects, but not 3 of like the 7 like main stat effects. Makes enough sense though. Oh, yep, that was a good gunshot. Yeah. Oh, and we get another gunshot off here. Might as well. And just a bunch of attacks. Nice. Not the most insane because we didn't have any doubloons to spend. But it also was an enemy that was dying no matter what, so the doubloons really weren't the issue there. We already got like a good gunshot off, so... Oh, down they all go. You can actually see the green triangle there. Yeah, you're the most. Expected. He's the gamer. Okay, more shipping containers. We're going up. We're climbing up the shipping containers. Are we gonna start moving left now? We might. I wouldn't be surprised. Let's see. There's no dialogue for this one. Just another fight. All right. We'll just keep on sending it. Definitely enjoying the new units a bunch, especially the Gregor. The Ryoshu is cool, but doesn't really work unless we have a specialized team for what she's going for, aka either focus on the Tremor or focus on the Rupture. But even then, it's only her skill 3 that's good for those. And so very poise dependent. I don't know how you fit this unit onto a team. I know how you fit the passive onto a team. Because that's a funny one. Give poise to them if they, you know, spend ammo. It really only matters for Gregor right now. We're probably getting more poise stuff. This is probably going to be like the season of poise. And one other random status effect, hopefully burn. Maybe sinking though. Yeah, sinking would make sense. I just want more burn support. Although I like poise too. Poise is one of those stat effects I think I strongly sit very neutrally on. Like, it's one that, like, it's not my favorite, but it's also not my least favorite. It's like the same area as sinking. Like, it's cool. It's funny to build around. I feel like a status effect tier list. There's some funny status effects out there, and I probably have some strange opinions on stuff. Like, my favorite... Like, I mentally sort status effects into 3. My favorite, the ones I feel the most middle about, and the ones I like the least. Okay, people are dying at this time. My favorites are obviously Burn, Tremor, and Rupture. The ones I feel very middle about are Poise and, the other one, Poise and Sinking. I like Sinking a lot, but it's literally only Rhyme Chain, so, you know, eh. And the ones I don't care for too much are Bleed and, Charge. Charge has gone a little too widespread. Bleed's just never really interested me too much. I know it's, like, good and all, but, like, it's just never really vibe with me the same way the others do. And I think it's partially just because I don't really like any of the Bleed units in the game so far. Because, like, what, we've got... It's mostly just N-Corp stuff and the Kurokumo stuff. None of which is, like, particularly great to me, because, you know... Like, N-Corp's cool, but it's really straightforward Bleed nails, and that's, like, it. Hook's cool. I do like Hook. It's a fun one. It's also haste-related, though, which I think I like more than the actual Bleed part. I like haste a lot. I like getting more haste support stuff, because I think it should deserve a spot as being, like, a notable status effect. It was a pretty minor thing in Runa, but there were a couple groups that, like, focused on haste. Most notably, like, Night Owls. We can see sooner or later. Definitely not impossible. Don't know how much I expected, though. I've kind of been rambling while I've been, doing things, so hopefully I haven't been, like, throwing the run super hard. Throwing the run, it's like... I'm so used to mirror dungeons. It's been months since the last story content, so, you know... I'm full mirror dungeon brain at this point. Which I think is logical enough. Okay, we've got some pretty good poise on you right now. That's good. Oh, we don't have a gun though, and we're not getting a gun next turn. Alright. That's right, yeah. Okay. Well, hopefully we can maintain it then. Hopefully we'll get a chance to. We'll have to see though. Might just kill all these things a little too fast to actually ever get a shot off with Gregor.
이 공격은 꽤 먹혀든 것 같아요.
I guess the main thing is, are we going to physically see Queequeg or Ahab before the end of this first part of the chapter? Because we're going to see them sooner or later. In flashbacks, if nothing else for Ahab. We'll have to see if Ahab like makes too big of an appearance. Could be like a Gubo type situation where, you know, only shows up really in the flashbacks in the respective chapter. But Queequeg is probably going to be the focus of this chapter. I'm really worried that people are going to, like, data mine and find all sorts of stuff about, like, what's going on. And I'm gonna really try and avoid that kind of thing. But, like, it also might just... I might just see it. That's the issue. I have my faith that people aren't gonna be too spoilery if people manage to data mine any information about it. Because knowing Project Moon, they definitely forgot something somewhere. And if that's, you know, the entire code for, like, the final boss of this Canto, I wouldn't be that surprised. Yeah, for now, I've got no clue, but Queequeg very likely may be the boss. We'll have to see more about Queequeg. Could be like a Dongback type situation too, where Queequeg's gonna be like the boss, like the second, like third. Nice. I just checked that out of habit. Okay, Mr. Pilot. Ooh. A pilot. That's gonna be LCCB guy. It's a pure story chapter. That's the cool thing. Also, there's not a lot of room to move if we're heading to the right, so this could be the end. We'll see. When we opened the shipping container, Smee singled out an unexpectedly tearful and youthful face an LCCB agent greeted us. I'm glad that he looked mostly unharmed, but is he really the team leader? Alright, well, let's see who this is. This one, it's got to be this shipping container. And in here should be the LCCB team captain. Alright. I thought I was done for. Oh, name's just Pilot. Name's Pilot. LCCB preliminary observation. Unit 3, assistant manager. Wait, you're not the team leader? The pirate said they captured the LCCB team leader. I'm standing right here. It's the obvious disappointment. Anyways, thank you for saving my life. I heard so many stories about y'all. The LCB, huh? Oh. We got our first canonically Texan character in Project Moon. That's scary. What kind of stories, I wonder? Happy to make your acquaintance, sirs and ladies. Been a huge fan ever since I joined the company. Why are y'all looking at me like that? Long story short, there was the whole mess with this other guy who claimed to be a fan. So, yeah, you gotta understand. Oh yeah, didn't... Is Sam Joe the one who said that? Was it? It's been a while. That was Hell's Chicken. That was a long time ago. It might be referring to Sam Joe. Might have been Dongkrang then? Was it Dongkrang? Okay. I don't know, I really need to revisit some of the older stuff. Sooner or later I will. I have a message to deliver to you guys. Hey, I bet you guys are chaotically running around somewhere in Newport like headless chickens and messing everything up. Time for OOF. Wait, I'm just delivering the message exactly as she said it, intonations and all. Watch out, don't you think it might have been better to start with and I quote, and tell us who the she is too. Abbreviations and emissions are two completely different things. I'll let this slide, fledgling. Just this one. Oh, who she is? Well, it's, of course, none other than... Manager Miss Sauder Soud is alive? Manager? Did she get promoted? I mean, it's possible she survived. The LCCA team, like, probably, like, come through Sinclair's mansion. And, like, because Effie was executed by Otis. Because he was in a lot of pain, and Otis was like, should I just do it, you know? And Dante was like, yeah, do it. And he got taken out. But I think South, I think they just left, right? Or is there going to be something insane going on? Does the rest of Limbus have restoration powers? Do they have R-Corp stuff going on? Maybe. They could be working with R-Corp. Oh. She's still in recovery, but half the team arrived just in the nick of time and treated her wounds, saving her life. Well, that's good to hear. Effie's dead, but you know, Soud's still alive. Glad it wasn't a post-humanist promotion. Manager Soud wanted to meet all of y'all too, but couldn't make it on account of her being on a different mission. I'm glad she's okay. Is Soud okay? Of course, it wasn't the smoothest recovery, but she's now healthy enough to eat some grub and hold a lengthy conversation. That's great, but I was asking because she lost her partner right before her eyes. Oh. Pilot produced a piece of old folded paper and began reading from it. This is a reminder to all LCCB employees. We, the before team, are assigned the paramount task of clearing the path before anyone else does. Every bloodied step, every flesh given becomes another stepping stone for your fellow Limbus Company employees to follow into the future. That's the very first line from the new hire training guide we were issued. And I'm proud of it. Proud of the sacrifices we make. Most of my coworkers at LCCB just want to make a quick buck for quitting and say I'm the odd one, though. You're proud of the sacrifice? Seriously? Now, is she? What? You want sardine whale-flavored ice cream? No way, me too. Why don't we head out and get some together? Hey, let me go. Let me get. How are you so strong? Roja grabbed Ishmael's arm and began practically dragging her outside. Well, just in case she gets into another fight. I decided to sneakily follow them from a distance.
자꾸 그러면 분위기 너무 처지잖아. 사람 잘 살려놨는데 꼭 그래야겠어?
She gotta stop bringing down the mood like that. We saved his life, didn't we?
상태가 안 좋은 건 알겠는데 조금만 참자니까.
I understand that things are a bit rough right now, but let's be a bit more patient, okay?
저건 그냥 세뇌잖아요.
Rodion, that back there, that's just indoctrination. They're brainwashing them.
수 있다는 걸 아무도 인정하고 싶지 않아서 희생이라고 포장만 하는.
No one wants to admit they're just throwing themselves into a meat grinder, so they wrap that up neatly in this name of self-sacrifice. I know.
그럼
Then why?
하지만 그렇게라도 생각해야 견뎌지는 사람들도 있지 않겠어? 당장에 돈 벌어먹어야 사라지는 사람들도 있을 거고.
People need a way to endure that reality and go on living somehow. Some people live from paycheck to paycheck. Sometimes they just don't have a choice.
저 의욕 넘치는 친구한테 빨리 정보 얻어야지.
Let's hear out our overzealous friend. How about that?
애새끼 달래듯이 말하지 마세요.
Don't talk down to me like you're coddling some baby.
저희가 그럴 정도의 사이는 아니잖아요.
We're not that close, Rodion.
휘둘려주는 것도 이번뿐이에요.
But listen, just this once.
알았어.
Fine. Roja seemed to have noticed that I was following them all along. She signaled me with a quick wink, and I was able to return to where the other sinners were before they did. Wholesome moment. That's nice. Love to see it. Mr. Pilot 2. Wow, that's a funny name. That's a funny name. Oh, that's the bottom of the ship. Okay, I see. That's cool. Yeah, it's like a funny perspective thing going on. Oh, that's just the reflection of the ship, yeah. Like, that entire thing is just the reflection of the ship. This is just where the line becomes a lot more visible of, like, the ripples. Okay. That's cool. The backgrounds are super cool for, like, maps and stuff in this game. That's like such a minor detail, but like I like noticing these minor details because especially in Project Moon games, there's so much there. Even like the strangest pieces, like this abyss is still scaring me. Like why is there a giant like abyss there, like Odyssey style? Met an LCCB survivor who called himself Pilot. He shared a very good news with us that Saud was still alive. It's time to listen to what he's got to say. Yes, let's. It's injustice that those left me out of thine iced cream, Jaunt.
여기는 영 맛이 별로야. 비려. 인어를 갈아 넣었나?
Tasted like fish, not worth the walk. Maybe they put ground mermaid in there.
스크림의 말이요?
Ground mermaid in ice cream. I can't help but think of like the one meme. And there's like one of it where it's like Limbus theme, but it's a meme of like people like talking about going to get like dessert, but they keep on spelling it out because one person like can't like understand when spelling, but if you actually say the word, like I am explaining it poorly, but like it fits Dawn so well, and there is a Dawn edit of it. Man, nervous. What an audience, huh? Host do. It's something obliteration of face, of forehead. That's it. Something like that. Oh, I'm sorry, Sinclair. Oh. SFS. Or suffer the obliteration of forehead. I appreciate you translating it. I feel a bit better. Yeah, it's definitely like a southern accent, like a southern American accent for this guy. I don't know how to do one of those, so I'm just gonna keep on doing like the oh type of voice, you know? He reminded me a lot of our LCCB team director just now. Must be a hell of a boss, huh? Where do I begin?
저희도 황금가지가 있는 로보토미 지부의 정확한 위치를 알기까지 꽤 긴 시간이 걸렸습니다.
Took us a hot minute to pinpoint the location of the Lobotomy Corp branch housing the Golden Bough, actually.
저와 대원들은 꽤 철두철미한 성격이긴 했습니다만
Me and my teammates, we ran a pretty tight ship.
결국 유사 뒷골목을 막고 있던 쌍갈고리 해적단 놈들에게
Windhook pirates at U-Corp backstreets caught wind of us sniffing around. Listen here, lad. This be the cheapest bottle of oil in all the Great Lake, I tell ye. Oh. Audio's messing up with my side. I think it's fine. Oh, that's ridiculous. Y'all tell me that this whale oil of dubious origin is worth how much?
잠깐. 너희가 대놓고 심기를 거슬렀는데?
Yeah, no wonder. You pretty much antagonized them to their faces.
아니, 그놈들이 글쎄 대놓고 저희에게 사기를 치려고 하지 뭡니까?
Hey, in my defense, those fellas were about to rob us blind.
아니 정보를 알아내기 위한 비용 치고는
I mean, couldn't you have just paid a bit of money for some intel, though?
아무튼
Well, anyway.
저희 비포팀의 철저한 수색 끝에 저희는 황금가지가 있는 대호수 위에 로보토미 지부의
After a
위치까지
thorough search, we
발견했습니다.
identified the exact location of the Lobotomy Corp branch with the Golden Bough.
황금가지는 무사히 존재하던가요?
Did you find the Golden Bough?
네, 그 유명한 눈이 부시면서도 그렇다고 엄청 부시지 않는다는 그 빛도 봤습니다.
Saw that fabled golden light too. Too bright, yet not too bright, was it?
아, 직접 보니 그 말이 무슨 말인지 알 것 같았습니다.
Had to see it with my own two eyes to understand what that meant.
로보토미 지부선의 깊숙한 곳에서 황금가지의 빛이 참 영롱하게 새어나오고 있었습니다.
Boy, what an incredibly incandescent glow that was, even from deep within the Lobotomy Corp branch ship. Yeah, it's its own ship.
관측과 통로 개척까지 마친 뒤에 보고서를 작성하고 돌아가려고 했습니다.
Observation check. Confirmation check. All we had left to do in the dock was the report.
저희 비포팀의 업무는 황금가지가 정말 그 자리에 있는가를 확인하는 사전 조사입니다.
Our job, by the way, was advanced reconnaissance to confirm the presence of the Golden Bough. These silhouettes are a little
그
spooky, though,
과정에서
and they've got
지부에
hooks, so yeah.
남아있는 환상치랑도 싸울 수도 있고
Can't imagine it went well for them.
점멸한 팀도 꽤 있다고 합니다.
They said that plenty of advanced reconnaissance teams encounter abnormalities get wiped out in the
작전을
process.
성공적으로 완수했다고 판단해서 복귀하려던 찰나에
We were about to make our return journey, considering the mission a resounding success when...
놈들에게 덜미를 잡혀버렸던 거구만.
So those pirates followed you guys there, huh?
현장의 하루 팀장님은 작전을 수행하다 보면 이런 식으로 적대 세력들이 급습해오는 일은 빈번하다고 하셨습니다.
Team leader Haru assured us that nothing was out of the ordinary and that these, interruptions by opposing parties happened all the time. But...
하지만
나는 너희가 이 으스스한 곳에서 뭘 하든
Yeah, they're hiding the
별 관심은
big
없는데
pirate.
말이야.
Oh, I don't really care what you're doing all the way out here on this creepy ship, but...
이분께서 하도 궁금해하셔서 같이 가게 됐어. 괜찮지?
This gentleman here was rather curious about what business you guys were up to, so I tagged along. No objections, Pilot's face turned pale with fear for the first time since he started recounting the story.
팀장님의 손에서 무기를 놓치는 소리가 들렸습니다.
That's when I heard the weapon slip onto our out of our team leader's hand and onto the ground.
팀장님, 현장에서 진짜 명망 높으신 분입니다.
Our team leader is an experienced field agent with a decorated track
포기를
record.
모르는 마음 굳센 분이었는데도 말입니다.
We have never seen her just give up like that. She ain't the kind to be so easily rattled.
옆을 돌아봐 팀장님 표정을 보니 그건
So I turned to look at her, and the look on her face was...
사람이었습니다.
I say, that was a look of resignation.
남긴 말이 있었겠죠.
Would I be correct in assuming that she had something to say at that moment?
이번 작전은 실패했다.
Mission
그렇게
failed.
말씀하셨습니다.
Verbatim.
대체 누구를 봤길래 그렇게 반응한 거야?
Who'd you see to immediately give up like that?
이곳에 중지 간부가 있어서는 안 돼라고 하셨습니다.
An officer from the middle shouldn't be here. Again, verbatim. So, Captain Hook is the officer of the middle. Assumably. Ugh. Ryoshi's very bothered by that.
문신이 있었나 봐.
I'm guessing the guy had, like, a huge fancy tattoo that glowed purple?
어떻게 아셨습니까? 제일 먼저 눈에 들어온 건 그 알 수 없는
네.
문양의 보라색으로 빛나는 문신이었습니다.
Rodion and Ryoshi were all too familiar with the middle. How do you know? That was the very thing I noticed about him, actually. That weird-looking purple glowing tattoo.
그래도 저는 승산이 있지 않을까라고
So I
생각했습니다.
thought that maybe, just maybe we had a shot.
우리 삼과는 실적도 좋고 대단한 분들이 많으니까.
We were Unit 3 after all. We weren't no slouches and we had some impressive names with us.
그럴 리가 있나?
You didn't.
그 이후로는 기억이 흐릿합니다.
And I do not recall much more after that.
정신을 차렸을 때는 제 뺨이 바닥에 붙어 있었습니다.
When I came to, I was on the floor, face down.
처음엔 아무 소리도 들리지 않았다고 생각했습니다. 가까운 데서 폭탄이 터지면 귀 근처가 울리지 않습니까? 고막이
First, I
터졌다고
thought I'd gone
생각했습니다.
deaf and couldn't hear a thing. You know, when a bomb goes off right next to you, your ears start ringing and all. Thought I'd burst my
하지만
eardrums.
그게 저희 팀원들의 고함과 비명이 끊이지 않고 섞였던 소리라는 걸 금방 깨달았습니다.
But that wasn't it, no. It was my team, shouting and screaming. And all of it combined into some kind of incomprehensible cacophony. I just couldn't register that at first.
그걸 구분할 수 있게 되니까 그 소리들의 가장 밑바닥에 무슨 울림이 있다는 것도 깨달았습니다.
Once I recognized that, I also noticed a deep rumbling echoing underneath all that. So wait, I want to check something. It's a yellow background. Interesting. His name being yellow is very strange. Yellow, like purple on top of yellow background. Very odd.
마치 지부 먼 발치에서부터 울려 퍼지고 있는 듯한 기괴한 울림.
A bizarre, terrible rumbling that sounded like it was echoing from a place far away from the branch. And these guys are worried. This guy doesn't seem too worried, but he's kind of edgy.
기괴한.
Bizarre rumbling.
예, 마치 폭발 소리 같았습니다. 근데 그 울림을 구분할 수 있게 된 게
Yes,
저만은
ma'am.
아니었던
It
것
was almost like a
같습니다.
distant explosion. It seemed like others were picking up on that odd noise too.
갑자기 이상하다는 듯이 불안해했습니다.
Pirates suddenly started acting all
심지어
nervous.
그 중지에 작은 형님이라 불리는 자주차도
And even the big
당황해한 것
brother from
같았습니다.
the middle was rattled.
작은 형님? 너 확실하게 들은 거야? 아까 해적 부선장 말이 허풍이 아니긴 했나 봐.
They all called him the big brother. Did you hear that right? I guess there really was a big fish looking out for the pirates.
분명 그렇게 말했습니다. 작은 형님.
Yes, ma'am, loud and clear. They called him Big Brother.
그
Oh.
낯짝들 여전한지 궁금하고.
I wonder how those fools are doing that. Were you part of the middle? I really would have expected to be ring. Maybe that was the issue. Maybe she's got something to do with multiple fingers. Take out only the high-value hostages. We're leaving. No.
저건 오재앙 중 하나야. 이곳에 다다르기 전에 떠나야 우리가 산다.
That thing right there is one of the 5 calamities. We have to buck it before that thing gets here. We're all dead meat if we don't.
하나 더 기억나는 건 팀장님입니다.
One last thing I remember is our team leader.
의식을 잃기 직전
Right before I lost consciousness, the team leader, she stuck her employee card badge to my chest when the pirates weren't looking. She saved Pilot.
그때는 이해가 안 됐었습니다. 그런데 지금 와서 생각해 보니
Back then, I didn't understand what she was doing, but now that I had some time to think about it,
막내인 제 몸값을 높여서 발견되었을 때 목숨을
maybe
건질
that's why I'll
확률을
look more valuable, so they'll take me hostage instead of leaving me to die. Me, who's just a rookie.
정리를 해보자면 LCCB 대원들은 전부 부상을 입거나 의식이 불명한
Summarize.
상태였고
Every LCCB agent was either injured or unconscious.
계획에는 없던 중지가 끼어들고 거기에 더해서 그 녀석들도 쫄 정도의 정체물에 무언가.
The middle got involved out of nowhere, and there was this calamity that even the middle bloke was scared of.
파일럿 씨, 지부의 좌표를 전달해 주실 수 있을까요?
Give us the coordinates to the Lobotomy Corp branch, Mr. Pilot. Of
물론입니다.
course. Pilot produced a piece of paper that had been folded over many times and handed it over to Faust. Ugh. Piece of paper, they're kind of worrying me so far in this Canto, because any one of them could just be like, oh yeah, we wrote down like the rules of the Great Lake on it, and now we're giving it to you, so it looks like you're the one who wrote it down, so you're gonna get hunted down by taboo hunters.
꼼꼼하게 적어 놓았습니다. 저들에게 들키지 않으려고 조금 은밀하게 숨겨 놓았는데
All right there, ma'am. Down to every last bit of detail you'll need. I hid it from them to the best of my abilities. I'm glad that I was able to complete my mission, at least. Yeah, I feel like he's accidentally broken the taboo with this.
잠깐만요.
Wait,
그 제약 말인데요. 다른 특징 같은 건 없었나요?
that calamity. Was there anything else about it that stood out the eye?
있을 텐데.
There's gotta be more.
흰색.
Hail.
분명 흰색인데
Oh,
생전
no.
처음 보는
Yeah, that's Moby
하얀
Dick.
듯한 아닌 듯한 뭔가 거대하고 창백한 인상이었다는 사실만
It was
기억에
white,
남습니다.
an off-color white, unlike anything I'd ever laid my eyes on before. It was towering and pallid, and that
분명 어디서
rumbling.
들어봤는데.
I'm sure I've heard of it before.
유사의 그 특이점 있지 않습니까? 굽쇠가 합쳐질 때 나는 소리와 비슷했습니다.
Right, it reminded me of U-Corp Singularity. That rumbling sounded a lot like them tuning forks when they combined stuff together.
그래,
Yeah,
거의 다 왔어.
almost there.
저도 같이 가겠습니다.
Let me tag along with y'all.
어쩌면 지부 안내에도 도움이 될지도 모릅니다.
I can be your guide in Lobotomy Corp branch.
LCCB와의 작전 동행은 예정되어 있던 사항이긴 합니다.
Indeed, this was supposed to be a joint operation with the LCCB, where they were supposed to accompany us to the Lobotomy Corp branch.
단테, 어떻게 하실 건가요?
What is your decision, Dante? Yeah, he's gonna die if you bring him. Tell him that while I appreciate his offer, I decline. People that get involved with us often don't make it out in one piece.
동,
우리가 너 살려준 거야, 짜샤. 빨리 고마워해.
You just saved your life, mate. Show us some gratitude.
고맙습니다.
Thank you?
파일럿 씨는 LCCA 팀이 도착할 때까지 대기하시다가 본부로 돌아가셔서 보고를
Mr.
부탁드립니다.
Pilot, remain on standby until the F team arrives. Then return to base and report your findings. Well, the issue is, like, he's willing to throw his life down for us at this point. He's said as much. So how is he gonna take this?
함께하지 않는다는 결정이셨습니까?
So they declined, huh?
역시 들은 대로
Stories were true.
시끌시끌거리는
I don't hear
소리밖에
nothing but the
들리지
ticking of
않았습니다.
their clock.
마음 넓으신 관리자님께서 직접 마음은 고마웠다고 말씀하셨다. 그 은혜까지 꼭 기억하고 돌아가.
Executive manager and their endless generosity has also deigned to thank you for your offer. Remember that as you return.
알겠습니다.
All right.
그럼 몸 조심하십시오.
Well then, best of luck to y'all.
그럼 제가 얻을 건 얻었으니까
That's all I needed. Bye. Ishmael was the first to leave the room.
만난 지 얼마 되지도 않았는데
Aw,
헤어지는구만.
well, this meeting was pretty short-lived.
씨에게 안부 전해줘.
But say hello to Saud for us, will ya?
그때 정말
And
고마웠다고.
please tell her that I'm thankful for what she did for us.
그때 저는
Back then,
그런
I couldn't
얘기도
bring
못
myself to
드렸으니까
tell her even that.
꼭 그러겠습니다.
I'll be sure to tell her that.
파일럿군. 그래도 잘 견뎌주었구려.
You've endured well despite the tribulations, pilot.
오, 이상 훈훈한 마무리네.
Yi-sung, how kind of ya.
누군가는 이 말을 남겨줘야 할 것 같았어.
It appeared to me that he deserved such words.
저희 팀원들이 보고 싶습니다.
I want to see my team again.
막내라고 다들 엄청 챙겨주셨는데
They were all so kind to me being the rookie of the team and all.
어쩌면
Maybe there are survivors of the Lobotomy Corp branch.
생존자가 있을지도 모른다.
He's coping super hard. I mean, how else would he reasonably react to such news though? It's normal. It's understandable enough. Pilot's eyes, which had been welling up for a while, eventually broke like a dam. Tears flowed down his cheeks to the ground. I'm gonna make sure I get my screenshots for my thumbnails. I don't want to replay the stories just to get the random images.
우리가 꼭 구해 보이겠어.
We shall bring them home. You have my word. Wholesome Yi-sang moment.
반드시요.
And mine too.
이번에야말로
We won't fail again. Ishmael is not happy.
파일럿이가 전달하신 로보토미 지부의 변동 좌표를 확인해 보았습니다.
I have examined the variable coordinates Mr. Pilot provided us. What exactly are variable coordinates?
저희가 찾고 있는 로보토미 지부나 청새치 항구선 같이 규모가 큰 배들은 대우수에 대한 부분적인 규칙을 유사로부터
Ships beyond a certain magnitude, like our Lobotomy Corp branch or the Marlin Port, receive partial laws of the Great Lakes in an encrypted form from U-Corp.
통제안의 대우수의 규칙에 대한 각 정보는 유사가 확보하여 엄격히 통제하고 있기 때문에 정보에 상응하는 대가를 여러 형태로 치러야 하고요.
U-Corp holds a strict monopoly on the intel regarding the laws of the Great Lake within the nest. Of course, the vessels that receive that intel pay various prices for that privilege.
그렇게 전달받은 부분적인 대우수의 정보를 토대로 자신들이 언제 어디에 위치해야 호수의 규칙에서 안전할지를 규격화하여 변동 좌표로 만들죠.
They use that partial information to calculate at which location their vessels must be during which specific period to ensure a safe voyage, and finalize into a standardized form known as variable coordinates.
항구선의 경우는 많은 고객을 유치해야 하니까 그런 좌표를 수시로 선박들에게 전송하지만
Port ships often send out their coordinates to other vessels as they want to hold as many guests as possible.
또 L4G
But vessels that prioritize privacy and secrecy, like the former L-Corp branch in question, will never do so. Interesting. I mean, they've basically got signals they can trace.
로보토미 지부는 뭔가 보물섬 같은 거니까 분명 암암리의 좌표가 비싸게 거래되겠네.
So the Lobotomy Corp branch we're looking for is kind of like a treasure ship, huh? And there's got to be a black market out there for people willing to pay big money for its
훌륭한
coordinates.
추측이네요.
Impressive deduction.
게다가 변동 좌표는 일반적인 좌표와 달리 굉장히 긴 암호화된 코드예요.
Also, unlike normal coordinates, variable coordinates are composed of lengthy and encrypted codes.
그래서 호수를 항해하는 배는 대부분 호수 위에 위치하는 시설을 찾아가기 위해서 변동 좌표를 입력하여 항해합니다. 일정 주기마다 목적지의 현재 위치를 확인하는 궤도 자동화 기능이 장착되어 있기도 하고요.
Therefore, vessels sailing across the Great Lakes start by entering the variable coordinates of their destination. Based on that information, said vessels will follow a certain route charted via the automated navigation system that periodically confirms the current location of their destination.
와, 뭔가 어려운 말이지만 어쨌든 파일럿에게 얻은 정보를 여기에 입력하면 로보토미 지부까지 어떻게든 갈 수
Wow, that's a lot of big words! So basically, if we enter the information we got from Mr. Pilot here, we can somehow find our way to the Lobotomy Corp branch?
유사가 관리하는 대우수를 넘어 외곽으로 가면 아무 쓸모 없지만
It's useless in the waters of the outskirts, beyond the borders of U-Corp.
그렇죠. 그렇다 해도 로보토미 지부는 유사 안에 있으니 이 변동 좌표만 있으면 배가 항해하는 패턴을 파악하여 도착할 수
Indeed.
있습니다.
The Lobotomy Corp branch is within U-Corp's borders. We'll have no trouble analyzing the vessel's travel patterns as long as we have its variable coordinate. Gotcha. Let's get a move on. Yisung and Sinclair nodded with determination, while the other sinners followed suit and hurried on. Ugh. Though I didn't catch a clear view, I think Ishmael nodded too. Oh, that's nice. Ice cream. Another story, an ice cream themed one, and we're at the very end of the ship now. Alright. Pilot handed us the variable coordinates to the Lobotomy branch where the Golden Bough was last seen. Pilot, who so far has been trying to appear nonchalant, broke into tears. I really wanted to believe that there are survivors at the upcoming Lobotomy Corp branch. I do too, buddy, but this is Project Moon we're talking about. We made our way past the mountains of shipping containers and back to where we first docked. I saw Virgilius and Karen on a bench, watching us approach. The latter of the two was clearly suffering from crushing boredom. Marinade ice cream. It was cold but disappeared fast. Did not have the putrid scent of the sea? Putrid? Karen doesn't know what that means. Is a flavor not unlike licking a fish. Angora licks fish. Funny tastes. Karen shudder. Something's happened by the looks on your faces. Explain. Allow me to explain. Upon our arrival at the promised location, that is none of my concern. I only want to know what intel you've learned, and make it short.
황금 가지의 위치를 알아냈죠. 대호수 한가운데에 있는 로보토미 지부고요.
We know where the Golden Bough is. It's in a Lobotomy Corp branch in the middle of the Great Lake. Of course it's in a Lobotomy Corp branch. Did you learn anything else? We obtained its variable coordinates.
뭐, 당신은 고작 좌표뿐이라고 하겠지만 우리가 얼마나 고생했는지 들어보지 않는다면
I know you're about to say, that's it, that's all you got, or something. Just listen to the trouble we went through to... Alright. What a funny guy you are, Virgilius. No, that's good enough. Almost make me want to applaud you all. God, we'll get to a Virgilius chapter sooner or later. And it's gonna be so peak. Possibly I'm looking forward to that more than any of the other sinners. Virgilius, there was... I know exactly what you're about to tell me. I will deal with it. Stay out of this. You look impatient, Ishmael. I see that our earlier consultation did not ease your anxiety.
당연하죠. 제 목적이 목표가 시시각각 어떻게
Of course
돌아가고
not.
있는지
I don't even know what's happening with my mission. We're wading blindly through a misty sea.
매일 저일 챙겨가면서 나아가려고 하는 모양새를 쳐다만 보고 있을 수가 있나요?
And here we are, shoving our noses in everything, ever. It's driving me up the wall.
내 인생과 함께했던 이 대호수도 모든 목적지를 돌아갈 수밖에
Relax. You must know that no path is ever direct in the Great Lake. I do not expect this much lack of patience from someone who spent most of her life here. And I assume the mess you've let the manager's shoulder in is also a consequence of your impatience.
그건
That's... Well, clearly an unintentional mistake. If it wasn't, you wouldn't be sitting before me with your throat infect. Why do you fail to look further, Ishmael? By now you must have realized what awaits you at the end of this journey. Her dream, whatever that is, her wish, I should say. That contract clause you're so impatient about is bound to make an appearance as long as you follow the manager's peculiar misadventures. So, the wishes, it's very vague about the wishes. I think some of that it's pretty, like, we know Yi Song's was that he wished to get his wings. I'm pretty sure that's I think it basically states that in Canto 4. I don't remember. But it seems like Ishmael's wish was just quite simply, I want Ahab dead. Which is fair enough. It makes me wonder what some of the other wishes are going to be. Some of them I feel like could be obvious. Some of them it could be not so obvious. I feel like we'll have to see. Even like Gregor, Rodion, and Sinclair, it's not too obvious. Did Sinclair want revenge? I don't know if that's what Sinclair would have wished for. Maybe. Especially in his teaser trailer. Like, he definitely very clearly shows that he's not... He wanted Cromer to be dealt with. But also, he could have wished for something regarding Demian, too. That could have been his wish. I wouldn't be surprised. It doesn't feel like any of their wishes have been fulfilled yet. Yisong is definitely, like, the closest to getting his wings. He kind of got his wings back, in, like, a semi-sense. We'll have to see. We really do.
자꾸 관리자에게 반목하는 행동은
Your combative attitude against the manager will only delay that inevitability.
겨우 4번 겪은 일로 확신하라는 말인가요?
It happened 4 times. It's not a very big sample.
나는 그런 흐름을 잘 보니까.
Well, I'm good at reading these trends.
그렇게까지 말한다면 알겠습니다. 답답하다고 해서
If you're so sure about it, then fine. I won't let frustration get the better of me. I won't step out of line. Not any more than necessary.
그렇죠. 어쨌든 벌어진 일은 존재하기 때문에 상황을 설명하는 경위서 정도는 작성해야 할
Ishmael,
겁니다.
what happened, happened. You will still have the right of a form explaining your actions and the circumstances surrounding them. He's gonna make you repeat, I will not kill Dante on, like, the blackboard with chalk, like,
얼마든지
50
해드리죠.
times. Gladly.
저 길잡이의 말이 들어맞는다면.
As long as the guide is right.
혹시
Yep, definitely.
아이스크림은
Have you brought us any ice cream by any...
아니요. 이 항구의 명물이라기에 궁금했건만.
Oh. Well, they're not. I was merely curious of the famed ice cream of Marlin 4. I shall board the bus, but post haste.
이상씨, 여러모로 고생이네.
I appreciate the effort, Yusung.
알아주면 되었어.
Your appreciation is more than enough. He's not going to answer me anyways, but what were you two up
판테
to?
씨가 물어봐도 의미가 없는 것에 대해
Dante is
여쭤보시는
asking a meaningless question.
저들에게 옮기라도 한 겁니까? 이거 원.
Don't let them rub off on you, Dante. What, was I actually supposed to bring a tub of whale ice cream for everyone? I don't know, it would be appreciated. It would be pretty cool. I think. Okay, more pirates. Things are still going on. 5:16 though, we might be near the end. I could check. I don't think I want to check though, at least not for now. We have to make our way to the Levantigor branch based on the variable coordinates the pilot gave us. Meanwhile, Ishmael keeps nervously checking the telescope. Yep. Keep on running the same team. We still got time. Are we gonna fight Big Pirate Man?
뭐냐, 이스마일 씨.
Pink water.
로보토미 지부까지 도착하려면 한참 남았는데 그냥 평소대로 눈 붙이는 편이 낫지 않겠어?
So, Ishmael, that Levantigor branch is still a ways away. Why don't you rest up for a bit while you can? That's what we always do anyway.
내가 교대해 줄게. 불침번에는 또 서질이.
Or at least let me take the next shift. I've done my fair share of night watches. Gregor's yawn betrayed his confidence. Ishmael didn't care. He wasn't going to move from her station anyway. Ishmael looked like she was waiting for something to happen. Or maybe she was deathly afraid of something. A whale. She did not even for a second, leave the telescope, courtesy of Rain most likely, installed on the modified Mephistopheles.
좋은 자세군 물개. 경계의 실패는 부대의 몰락이니 경계를 게을리하지 않아야 한다는 건.
That's a good attitude, Swabby. It has been my long-held belief that letting your guard down is to let your comrades down. I asked Otis her thoughts out of curiosity, but she simply replied that Virgilius had already acted upon the matter. If the executive manager would not take action, then that was that. She also explained that while she would not hesitate to clash with Ishmael again should the need arise, she would not continue this pointless tussle that only lowered the team's morale. I guess that's good enough.
하지만 여기는
But we're in the middle of a lake.
아까처럼 그 뭐냐 그 대호수의 규칙만 잘 지키면
And as long as we stick to the laws of the Great Lake, I don't see us getting... Oh! There, ahead! Ishmael suddenly got up and hurried into the cabins, as though she noticed something through the telescope. Attacked by anything. My bad. Classic Gregor, jinxing us all, killing us all. Time to drift again, redhead. Karen really just wants to see Ishmael drift again. She was like... That's Karen being, like, amazed by Ishmael's prowess of boating. It's too late to change course. That trick won't help us here. They went through the trouble of hiding themselves in an artificial fog of war. We're obviously their target. Artificial fog of war. I wonder if that would be the Veil. I do wonder. Like, the Veil, I'd assume it's like... We don't know what the Veil is exactly. The Veil being... Assuming the Singularity V-Corp, it was only mentioned once near, like, the middle of Canto 4, middle-endish. Dongback was using it to, like, slip around K-Corp's headquarters. We don't know what it is physically, though. It very well could be, like, a mist, though. Deal with them as you will. Manager, permit us to board their ship. Are you sure that boarding their ship is the best course of action if we want to save our ship? According to my experience, yes. Okay. I'll leave it to you then. I hope you'll continue to make wise choices like that. I sighed with relief, as she seemed to be going along with me for now. With that, I took a few steps behind the other sinners and watched her. We'll hook their ships with harpoons, force them into a melee range. Somebody grab the helm and turn it on my signal. Then someone should be on standby, ready to shut the engine off at the right moment. Hey, you, bring some extra rope. You, wait for a signal inside the wheelhouse. Ishmael's explanations were rapid and confident. Otis nodded along affirmatively. The other sinners were quick to follow their instructions. Watching Ishmael throw her razor-sharp harpoon towards the pirate ship, I started to feel... something was off. There they were, the sinners, working so well together like clockwork. But underneath all that, maybe all that mattered to them was their own goals. I was wondering if all the times I've spent thinking, hoping, and contemplating about our futures together were pointless. This thought lingered for a while in my head. Yeah. It makes sense. It's like a pretty normal thing to, like, worry about. Pirate time. This is the cool background. Look at this. We're on the pirate ship. Water's like the reddish pink. Two waves. This isn't gonna be the big fight, though. Wonder, are we gonna finish this fight by fighting Captain Hook? That would be interesting. What a strange thing to say. It took me a few seconds to realize how strange that sounds. Oh yeah, let's fight Captain Hook. Like, what is this, Kingdom Hearts? Wait a minute, yeah. I don't know why I questioned that. I don't know, I haven't played Kingdom Hearts, I just know that you... Almost certainly. I think, yeah, you fight Captain Hook in that at some point. But I digress. I digress significantly. Oh, we keep on going. Win some clashes, hopefully. Lose some clashes, hopefully not. It's interesting, though, that the Tokyo Game Show thing definitely seems like it's going to be the start of the second part of the chapter. I mean, it makes sense. I think people, I myself included, thought that the pirates were going to be the main focus of the first Canto. I thought we'd see at least some, like, the monsters, but no, this makes more sense. Thinking about it, really. You know, ending with Captain Hook. Because Captain Hook's like, comparable to Nico, I guess. Because if we fight Captain Hook now, we could very well get a Captain Hook identity as next week's 3-star. They're gonna announce the 3-star pretty soon. They always do it pretty soon. Either, like, probably tomorrow... Oh, wait. I kind of forgot about the fact that by the time this is released, we probably know what the new identity is. Because, yeah, this episode's gonna be going up, yeah, Saturday morning. Okay, well, we already know what the 3-star is, most likely, and if it is Captain Hook, then, I guessed right. I'm not used to pre-recording I usually record and release like the same day.
별것도 아니네.
Barring a couple exceptions here and there when I, don't have time. Very infrequently though.
파쇄 완료.
But yeah, just kind of slipped my mind.
이 공격은 꽤 먹혀든 것 같아요.
Okay,
다소
fine.
유리하구려.
Dagger is unfortunate. You'll live. You're out of poise. That's lame. Those guys have bleed though, so they're gonna run out of bleed, so it doesn't actually matter. Unless it's a single coin. It's a single coin. You might actually be able to get some stuff on it. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, we'll be able to stack up some doubloons.
두렵지 않아요.
Because you've still got bleed, so we hit 2 heads, we get 2 coins. We've got a fair bit of poise now. Okay, so we're gonna be in a good shot to like shoot some people
배를 날려주지.
next act. Next,
다
what are they called in this game?
타겟 무력화.
Next wave, that's the one. Which is funny since waves has a completely different meaning in this Canto.
파쇄 완료.
Could be part of the joke for all I know.
배가 배고파했어. 잘
Yep,
됐다.
they're just nameless people. Makes enough sense. There's gonna be a Shmi fight. That makes perfect sense. I assume so, at least. Maybe this isn't like the main pirate ship, though. It looks pretty color-coded. It looks pretty much twin hooks. Since, they've got twin hooks all over the place. They're twin hooking so hard.
두드려 패고 터뜨려주지.
Okay. Okay, for a second I thought Gregor was losing a clash with his skill 3 and I was going to be so annoyed. But no, that was his skill 1. That's logical enough. Yeah, a lot of damage, that's good. It wasn't an instant kill that time, but that's still fine. It was close enough, honestly.
이번에는 공격하시기
You've got
힘들 것
22
같아요.
Tremor. What is it? Does your skill 3
최대한 눈에 안
spend it?
띄어야 할것 같아요.
Yeah, it spends it to inflict trim. Fragile. Once again, I use this unit all the time. I just inflict sinking with it. I just know the skill 3 is a lot of sinking. I never bother the other mechanics, because the other mechanics don't directly interact with the sinking mechanics. Therefore, it's just not as noteworthy to me, I feel. Yeah, shoot this guy. Why not? I was trying to think whether or not I should try building up the funny status effect then. There's not really a need. We're still gonna do plenty of damage. Because we're gonna stagger this guy, we're gonna gain a little bit of the funny status effect, we're gonna get a little bit of doubloons.
유효타 좋아. 계속 집중하지.
He's got a bunch of bleed. Yeah, and it just instantly kills. So 1 doubloon was enough, and that 1 doubloon we got from that clash, so works out pretty well. Doubloons are a fun mechanic though. Their actual name is like far too complicated for what it is. I keep on it's not that complicated, but it's easy to forget. Yeah, unjust enrichment. They're just doubloons.
바람구멍을 내주지.
I'm no pirate expert, but pirates sure do love their doubloons.
두렵진 않네요.
빨리 했지.
Okay, you got the kills, so we gained attack power up with that. Not that it really mattered. Ooh, menacing. Okay, no post-battle dialogue for this one.
아, 이러면 돈이 더
Pirates 2, the long-awaited sequel.
이놈들 지갑 좀 볼까?
I can tell which areas. Like, this is like brownish water. Requires telling us about should board their ship first before they did ours. Yeah, I'll run it.
잘 되었으면 좋겠네요.
Once again, I'm kind of betting on the fact that it's almost over, which would be pretty convenient. If this one episode's like 2 hours long or something, it's not like it would be that big of a deal anyways. I just like sticking with 1 hour because like that's like consistent, and consistency is chill.
바람구멍을 내주지.
And if it ends up being 2 hours, I could just cut into 2 parts. Although if this is the final part, that's also very convenient for me,
최선을 다해보자.
because that way, all my videos, being caught up will all be out by the time I actually stream LobCorp. I don't know if it makes that big of a difference, but it kind of feels like it might to me.
두드려 패고 터뜨려주지.
Love of unfavorable clashes that I really can't do much with. I should have evaded. His evade's pretty good. I don't remember what it does. I actually don't know if it's pretty good.
저거 봐. 쟤 휘청거리고 있다.
Okay, these are struggling. That's unfortunate. You're going to get staggered. You cannot ego up. Okay, oh well. I'll pray.
두드려 패고 터뜨려 주지.
Maybe we'll get lucky after all. Maybe you won't get staggered.
자세가 무너졌고.
Maybe.
배를 날려주지.
It is starting to seem like these are just random goons, though. And we're just going to be able to freely get away.
시원한걸?
Although Captain Hook's definitely... Maybe Captain Hook's going to be the boss of, like, the second week? Possible. You've got a lot of crit going for you. Okay, that's pretty cool. We can gun someone then. Or we can wait. Yeah, we can wait. Yeah, this is just wave 1. We can wait, right? We'll try a unilateral business, since that's just pure positive for us. They might not all die this turn, so getting a little more poise could be smart. Enemies are kind of tanky. I'm so used to Starlight buffs that without them, like, things just kind of feel off a lot of the times. Things that really shouldn't feel off. Yeah, it's just you left, so we're gonna kill you. Specifically like this, I think. Trying to think. Yeah, this will work, okay. And we have everyone else attack. We gain some poise, we lose some poise, we gain more poise though. So as long as we end this turn at 3 poise, we're set to use the gun immediately next turn. That's the basic way it goes, because you lose 1, and you need to have 2 poise in order to use the gun effectively. Because you'll crit the first coin, crit the second coin, then you're good. Especially with, you know, guaranteed crits like we have right now. So this guy is just dead. His chance of survival is very low. Which is good for us. Bad for him. Yep, nice. Even like, because think about it, it's a neutral attack and it still just is instantly killing. Oh, we won that, okay. Sure thing. Yeah, we're getting hit. We're under attack. That's okay. We got a good gunshot off, and you know, it means we run out of poise, but that's how you play Pirate Gregor. Hook Gregor. Pretty cool. Twin Pirates first mate Gregor. Got a Gregor identity for Shmi of all from Shmi from Peter Pan. Like I promise this is gonna be funny. They got this guy in Limbus company now. They got this guy of all people. They got Shmi from Peter Pan over Gregor. Funny joke time? Oh no, there's story going on. Move out of. We gotta turn you off for a second, Shmi. We were gonna board your ship first. We got places to be, things to do. Okay. Now answer my question. Lie or flap your guns meaninglessly, and I'll tear the lips off your mugs. Speak. Who sent you plonkers after us? You can't let someone who dared to lay a finger on a first mate leave in one piece. Your very breath brings shame to our syndicate. By Captain Hook's orders, you won't leave here alive. Ain't that bloody marvelous? I like seeing a good camaraderie. So what did I say about flapping your guns meaninglessly? You think your threats will rattle us? We're no tenderfoots, you stupid sons of bachelors.
당신의 이것들.
What a clingy bunch. We spared the first mate's life, and this is the thanks we get?
스미, 그
You
사람이
think this is
말한
what
게
Shmi
이거일까요?
meant? That we'll regret it if we...
아니야.
No.
수치라는 건
Your juvenile whining? That's not from shame.
뭐?
Huh?
함께했던 동료들이 광기 어린 선동에 전부 개죽음 당해버리고 유일하게 들리는 소리라고는 혼자 남은 내 심장 박동일 때.
When all of your mates lay dead, consumed, manipulated, and led into a meat grinder by a collective insanity of a madwoman. When you're left in that endless void where the only sound is the beating of your heart.
잠깐. 그리고 그 꼬락서니 속에서도 살아남고 싶다는 박동이라는 걸 알아버린 그때.
And when you realize that your current heart continues to beat, because it's still desperately, pathetically clinging on to life despite all that.
그럴 때 느끼는 거야.
And that's
수치라는 건.
when you'll feel true shame.
아이, 기다려봐. 너희들 배를 보니까 정말 아무것도 모르나 본데.
Wait, looking at the sorry state of your boat, I can hazard you have no clue what you're doing out here.
나를 살려주면 다
Spare me and I'll tell you what you need to know. I'll even put in a good word to the boss man for you.
손해보는 장사는 아니잖아.
Nothing to lose here, eh, lass? You won't have anyone to put in a good word if you kill me.
아, 그렇지. 역시 구미가 당기지. 만약 그렇게 되면
If I get through to you, spare me and you might just sail out of this lake with your...
이런 의미도 없는 뻔한 말을 일일이 들어주는 것도 한심.
I'm tired of listening to these inane, meaningless pleas.
방금 저게 마지막이었죠?
That was the last one, right? Let's go back to our ship. The ship was still as death. Its sails fluttered, a forlorn dance in the winds. Okay, cool. That's all them dealt with. We're gonna get chased later on, but I don't think this part. I don't think this week. Oh yeah, I can make the joke now.
이러면 돈이 덜 나오는데.
There we go. Look, Shmi did the most damage. Shmi did 22% of the damage. What a legend. What a legend, am I right? The waves. Oh, more fights. Okay. We're gonna keep on going then. Might as well. Ooh. I see that color over there. I think that's where, yeah, I think that's where we're gonna be seeing the Tokyo Game Show stuff. We defeat the pirates, but I can't shake this uneasy feeling. Well, no choice but to continue our voyage while minding the laws of the Great Lake. We ball? We ball? Oh, it's 2 a.m. Wow, wacky. So, something's been bothering me. Wasn't it weird how they all seemed so... certain? That if we kept going this way, we'd run into some other huge disaster?
특기할 점은 아닙니다, 관리자님. 저들은 자신이 우위에 있다고 굳게 믿었기 때문입니다.
It is nothing of note, manager. It is but a byproduct of their firm belief in their advantage over
그것보다
us.
특이했던 것은 저들의 선체 아래에 날카로운 것들이 무수하게 박혀 있었다는 것입니다.
I have observed an oddity, however. They installed numerous spikes on the lower side of their ship's hull.
백끼리의 충돌을 대비한 것 아닌가? 해상 근접전에서는 그런 일이 왕왕 있다고 들었다.
Are they not for ramming into other vessels? I've heard that such tactics were occasionally used in naval combat.
순간을 노렸다기에는 위치가 배 바닥에 중점적으로 몰려 있었고
They were installed far too low in the water to be useful as a means of ramming another ship. It can be extrapolated from the metal's level of corrosion that the spikes, concentrated in the keel of the boat, have been installed recently.
배 밑바닥을 보았다고?
How did you see the keel of the boat?
가까우니 맑아서 보였다.
The water was clear up close and appeared from a distance.
밑에서 무언가가 올라오려는 걸
Maybe they're trying to stop something from climbing up to the ship. I love how, like, Hong Lu, like, 75% of the time is completely wrong. The other 25% of the time, he's like, head on the nail. He's, like, smart, but he just kind of lacks worldly experience. He's not an idiot.
아니 배 바닥을 향해 돌진하는 물고기는 상상이 잘 안 되는 걸.
Can't imagine that any fish would swim blindly into the keel of a boat. They're not birds crashing into
별거
windows.
아닐 수도 있잖아. 해적들은 미신 같은 거 잘 믿는다며. 그런 장식 아니야?
Maybe it was nothing. You know how superstitious pirates can be. What if it's like a good luck charm?
역시
Maybe we should have let assistant manager pilot tag along.
파우스트 씨, 알고 있는 거
Know
없어?
anything about this, Frau Faust?
관련된 정보는 아직
No
업데이트되지
pertinent
않았습니다.
information has been updated.
호수의 규칙을 유념하여
The most we
나아가는
could do
것이
is ensure that we do not violate any laws of the Great Lake. Thus continued our journey to the Lobotomy Corp branch with the variable coordinates pilot gave us. Paranoia of the unknown weighing heavily on our shoulders. After an indeterminate amount of time, Otis,
오티스,
we will have to steer the ship
방향타를
portside.
좌현으로 돌려야 할 것 같네요.
What? Otis, who was looking out ahead from the bow of the ship, whipped around. Whatever Faust said seemed to have hit her unexpectedly.
어이, 몇십 분 전만 해도 이
Hey, it
구역을
hasn't been an hour
직선으로
since you
빠르게
told us that we have to
지나가야
cross
한다고
this
말하지
zone
않았나?
in a straight line.
예측했던 속도에 도달하지 못했습니다. 이대로 이 구역을 벗어나게 되면 다음 구역의 파도를 맞이할 겁니다.
We're falling short of our target speed. At our current rate, we will be struck by the next zone's waves as soon as we exit
그게
here.
이번 구역에 빌어먹을 규칙인가?
Is that the law of this zone?
맞습니다.
Indeed.
해적과의 전투가 빠르게 끝마쳐지긴 했지만 시간이 지체되었던 건 다르지 않았으니까요. 변동좌표가 안내하는 내용이 바뀌었습니다.
Though our encounter with the pirates was rapidly resolved, we still fell behind schedule. The variable coordinates now points to a different zone.
여기서 얼마나 더 썩어야 하는 거지?
How much time are we going to have to waste here?
안내대로라면
According to the variable
약 3일
coordinates,
정도의
the necessary
우회
roundabout
항로를
path will
이용해야
cost us 3 more days. Huh. Otis bit her lip with discontent before suddenly turning in my direction.
관리자님, 이번 작전의 속도를 증진하는 것과 더불어
Oh
관리자님께서
boy.
중하게 여기셨던
This is gonna be bad. Executive Manager, I have a genius plan. A plan that will not only accelerate this operation, but also increase the chances of securing and rescuing the lives of the LCCB agents.
적어도 3일이라는 시간을 지체한 후까지 그들이 건강한 상태로 있을 것이라는
If we were to
보장은
waste 3
없습니다.
more days at sea, there is very little guarantee for their well-being. Well, what's the plan?
배를 돌리지
We
않는
keep going
것입니다.
forward. With that, Otis slowly raised the acceleration lever.
뭐라고요?
What? Julius is like vaguely amused.
제정신인가요?
Are you nuts? We'll be sailing right into the waves, you know that.
그 안으로 파도에 대해서는 나도 들은
I know what the
것들이
waves are, Swabby. I'm not as ignorant of the Great Lake as you might think.
네
You've had plenty of
녀석도
experience weathering and conquering waves as well, haven't you?
그야 당연하죠. 하지만 그건 정보가 부족해서 어쩔 수 없이 맞닥뜨린
Yeah, but that's because they were unavoidable, because we lacked enough information to take the roundabout path. I've never sailed knowingly into the waves before.
이겨냈던 거지?
But you still prevailed, didn't you? Ugh.
심지어 지금처럼
And that was when you didn't have someone to bring you back. I say that this is well within our capabilities.
우리가 충분히 이겨낼 수 있음을
Otis is gonna kill us all.
더불어 작전
Besides,
속도의
there's the
단축과
added benefit of accelerating our mission, and the higher possibility of rescue the executive manager and a few underlings wanted.
이스마일,
It was clear to me that you, Ishmael, weren't so happy with how slow our progress has been. What is it? Did you suddenly gain a yearning for a 3-day sunbathing break?
하고 싶어졌나?
Instead of responding to Otis's sarcastic remark, Ishmael squinted in the direction the boat was speeding in.
물결, 냄새, 속도, 색깔. 회전 중인
The tides,
그리고
the odor,
비정색 호수.
the speed, the color, that lake over there is
직접 겪어본
the
호수는
blue
아니지만
whirling lail of
저 호수의
murk and
파도에
fish reek.
작살난 배들은
I haven't
남았다는
suffered
걸
its
알아요.
waves before, but I know many ships that have, many of which are now lying at the bottom of that lake. Fine,
우리가 되지
as
않은
long as
것뿐이야.
we don't join them.
저
What if we just went to take a quick look and
아니다
we
싶으면
feel like it's
다시
too much for us? We can just
돌아와도
go back the way we came from,
그렇지 않나요?
right?
다시 돌아간다고요?
Go back the. There is no
이
such thing
호수에는
as going back
왔던
in
길로
this lake.
되돌아간다는 개념이 없단 말이에요.
Yeah, makes sense.
어떻게 할까요, 단테?
Your decision, Dante. Let's try following Otis's plan. Understood.
구역의 경계를 넘어
Crossing the zone's
지정한
borders to the
호수로
target
갑니다.
lake. Bad idea, but it's Tokyo Game Show time. You've got to be kidding me.
오티스
Ah,
씨,
Otis, you better be
당신
right.
생각이
Ishmael knows what she's doing, but Otis also is more knowledgeable of the lakes than she pretends to be. As soon as the words left Ishmael's mouth, there was a flash in the sky. Thunder? Oh, yep, this is the Tokyo Game Show part.
몰아치네요.
Really starting to pour.
태풍의 눈가야.
We're in the eye of the storm. Wait, But the sky was clear just moments ago. How could this...
이미 파도가 밀려왔다는 걸.
The waves are already here, manager. That was an entertaining display. Really was. Otis was like, we ball, we ball. Oh. Aaron, this seems like a good opportunity to test that function. Okay, switching to endure mode. God, that's so cool. This is so cool. It was shown in Tokyo Game Show, but like, the fact they've actually got like an animation for this playing this background, it's the water. And that's when reality began to sink in. What had happened to, what happens to, and what will happen to everyone and everything that entered this lake without preparation for what's to come. Fish time? Click again time? What should we do now, Ishmael?
대호수에 처음 항해를 시작하는 풋내기
There's this adage that every greenhorn sailor of the Great Lake hears before they set their first sail. There is but one thing you can count on if you find yourself in an unfamiliar lake whose waves are alien to you. Oh, this was like a quote, right? In the trailer. A colossal wave rises to its crest before us. SIC. Ready your weapons if you want to delay the inevitable. Not your sailing prowess, your far-seeing eyes of a pathfinder, or the unbreakable bond between you and your mate. Many sailors fail to endure this trial and instead choose to become sacrifices to the depths of the lake. Yep, it's a Tokyo Game Show quote. Huh? Something's climbing onto our ship? Trust nothing but your own resolve to hold steadfast in the face of terror in the face of calamity. Yep. Otis knows it as well. Thanks for Odyssey. Okay, that confirms Odyssey is the thing that happened. So the raging lake may remain indifferent to the will of your meager existence. Alright, it's fish time. Oh. This is super cool. It's been a while since I watched Tokyo Game Show things, so like... I don't remember it like too much, but like, God. I know there's Sinking Deluge somewhere. I think it's the second wave ones. Let's see, so these are the whale mermaids. It's normal fight. Yeah, they're not Abnos, makes sense. Passive. Whale of course hand takes damage when the unit is defeated. On death, deal 10 damage to connected mermaids, then apply 2 damage next turn. These effects cannot drop the connected mermaids HP below 1. Okay, so they're connected, they inflict sinking. Is that it? I can't see the HP bar for the Whale of Porous Hand. Maybe it'll make more sense in the second wave. Alright. We ball. Take after Otis. It's a very similar effect to Yawn from Ruina. These like chains connecting enemies. Although these ones there's a lot more like leeway and it's kind of like bouncing around. That's cool. It's obviously just like a semi-normal Unity effect, but it still looks super cool. And the fact it actually highlights like the respective one. Oh, we killed one of them. That's nice. I showed superior performance in the conflict just now. Did I? I would argue different. I don't think they were very superior. You do you, I guess. Okay, yep. RPG slash just kills. Is there... I think, yeah, the hand is taking damage, it would seem. It's kind of hard to tell. But I think there was, like, damage numbers when we killed that thing. Oh, it's... No, it flashed red. That's what happened. I see. You need to do nothing, I think. No, you need to attack. I run out of poise and run out of poise. Okay, that's fine. That's how it is. He's gonna run out of poise no matter what. Okay, here's the big one. What about this one? The whale mermaid. So these are... Yeah, they're all whale mermaids. This one's just bigger. And it's the exact same effectively. Oh, but are they... No, they're still only connected to the actual whale of the forest hand. You still try shooting them. That's true. We can do a double shot. Why not? We unfortunately cannot clash everything here. Hopefully that's fine. God, this is so cool, though. Interesting how they kind of made, like, the first chunk of this chapter relatively straightforward. They saved everything special for this. Of course, we've kind of just got, like, normal Canto 4 music playing right now. Which is still cool, don't get me wrong. Canto 4 also had, like, an unnecessary amount of new music. So, you know, if they toned it down here, that's fine. Because there's 12 new normal battle themes in Canto 4. 6 of them that had their A's and B's, respectively. On top of the stuff like actual boss themes. Okay, shoot that guy. And you know what? Shoot him again. So it does damage to all connected ones, so it's just doing 10 damage to everything whenever you kill one of them, I presume? I haven't been paying enough attention to notice. You're the only one actually attacking. Oh yeah, you've got your Sinking Deluge, yeah. That's cool. People have memed about this Sinking Deluge so much. They did a different one, didn't they? No, there's a mass attack Sinking Deluge somewhere, right? That's what people joke about, I think. Look at all this damage we're doing, though. That's pretty nice stuff. Yeah, our pride resonance goes hard. And we kill that one, nice. Any special animations? No, not yet. The hand is still there. Is there going to be more than just a hand? That's the question. No words come to mind to rightly describe that creature. The unfathomable entities inhabiting the depths of the lakes are called whales, and those that emerge from them are called mermaids. That's the whale of the porous hand. I was really hoping to avoid that one. Is that one of the whales they were talking about at U-Corp? Do mermaids read ships too? I've read about them once as a child, but these don't look anything like how they did in the books. Mermaids, I still remember the horrible bedtime stories my brother used to tell me about them. Jahuan just, like, tried to cause Honglu nightmares. He just tried to make Honglu's life suffering, I feel like, in a funny way. So they make perfumes out of these things? Berkey, isn't this a good time for you to lend us a hand for once? Really? That's the guy who practically spectated like a bystander when we got slaughtered back at Cakeway. He didn't even blink. He did wave at us, though, but I couldn't wave back because my wrists were getting snapped in half. Of course, I won't sit idly by as Mephistopheles sinks if it ever comes to that, but know that I will take action only under a very particular set of circumstances, in which all of you are decimated, the enemies have crushed the manager's head, and are about to tear the hands off that cloth. Are you serious right now? Dante, I can't allow them to take the company's precious assets right before my eyes now, can I? You're so funny. You're such a funny guy. I'm afraid that you won't see me step in before every single one of you are dead. Mr. Guide, are you really as good as they say? Maybe the stories about you were just tall tales, you know. You can't bait him into fighting Rodion. He's not an idiot. He's a color fixer. No. Do not. Yeah, that's just not... Two previous victims of Rodia's interjected, albeit in hollow voices to reboot Rodia's rather dangerous remark. So either take them out, welcome them aboard with open arms, or whatever. I'm leaving it up to all of you. How kind of him. Giving us a choice. Smee's doing work. Wave 2. We can see more now. That's cool. That is really cool.
잠수 준비 끝.
Onwards and upwards. This one's also another story and fight. It might be the fight first. Yeah.
좋아. 얼른 끝내고 밥 먹으러
This song
가자고.
goes hard. Same, it's going to evolve into... Oh. Okay. I see. I really can't say I was expecting the 4-wave fight to come here all of a sudden.
지금은 두렵지 않아요.
That's cool, though. We'll see just how cool, though.
얼얼하지? 정신 못 차릴 거야.
Do these things... I didn't even look at these things' weaknesses. Do they have sin weaknesses? They might. They're monsters after all. They're a little bit silly like that.
저거 봐. 제 휘청거리는
Yeah, they
거.
do. They're weak to Pierce, Wrath, and Pride, and they resist Bloom. Okay. We've got a lot of Pride, so that'll work out well.
오자 터뜨려주지.
A little prideful like that. Okay. Oh, F doesn't do too much for us here, but it wins the clash, so that's good enough for me. This thing's also super weak to being weak to both Pierce and Pride,
시원한걸?
so it works well. Gregor's skill 2 is also super good for us since it is Pierce and Pride. His skill 3 is a little bit worse because it is Pierce and Gloom, but it's still a super strong skill 3, even if they partially resist it. Gregor's also demolishing these things. They're not standing chances. Okay, well this works. We kind of just kill them both.
파쇄 완료.
Okay, yeah.
근방의 싸움은 우수했어.
So we gun now. Yeah, and we keep on attacking. We'll get a little usage out of the gun if we run out of poise. And then, because this is a 4-phase fight, we can probably repeat. Yeah, that guy just dies. Good.
엄청난 공격이었어.
Very nice.
잘한걸?
Very fun unit so far. Okay. Dropping it a little bit, giving it a couple slaps here and there. I mean, our poise count's nice and high on Yisong, at least.
내 피가 배고파했어. 잘 됐다. 그치?
Oh, sinking fragility. Take +1 damage per count for sinking effects for 1 turn. That's like nothing. I don't understand why like the status effect fragilities and stuff like just increase damage. Just increase the amount like you get afflicted by or something like that. I feel like would be a much better solution. Hey, we're doing good. Did I need to do this in under 10 turns in order to get the EX clear? Because if so, I don't know if that's happening. I mean, it might. Maybe need to use like a couple more egos though if I want to attempt that.
다소 유리하구려.
Gregor God. Okay, that'll be his turn then. Honestly, let's do something like this. Want to make sure we get Gregor's skill off, and we also can go for a couple going
지금은
firsts.
두렵지 않아요.
Because, like, this, it's dead, don't get me wrong. I just wanted to make sure Gregor gained a little bit of poise count. So that he could have gone this turn.
근방의 싸움은
Okay, 2 big ones this
우수했어.
turn. Alright. And this works. Yeah, nice. Yeah. That's the strat. You get him to like 10 poise, 2 poise count, and he uses it then. As long as you've got 2 poise count, he can use it. He'll run out of poise, but the thing is, he's the kind of unit that runs out of poise no matter what happens, so it works.
다음은 부탁해.
Yeah, one thing, I feel like Ryosh hasn't done too much yet, but that's also because she's not no damage dealer. Despite using a shotgun, it's a very supportive shotgun, which is certainly an interesting phrase.
두드려 패고
Well, either way, is more interesting phrase. This thing's dying. Not to that attack, but it is attack.
두렵지
There we go.
않아요.
And Rampage will do well, so we just have one more phase. Anything special this phase?
아닌 것부터가 시작이랬어.
I mean, there's 6 of them. That's kind of special, I guess. Not really what I was looking for, though, as far as special goes. What do we use? Probably ego a little bit. Oh, it's obvious, actually, yeah. Yeah, okay. That'll be good. These things are weak to pierce after all. Of course I Sun Shower. I was like, Fluid Attack, and no, they're neutral to blend, they resist the gloom, but then Sun Shower just shows up and I'm like, oh yeah. That makes perfect sense, thinking about it just even a little bit. Yeah. This'll be good. This'll be real good. Oh, we also got a crit there. And the reason why BL's BL design is so good, when he crits the Sun Shower, everything just is dead. Does not stand a chance. Nice shotgun. Oh, that is a funny attack. What? That was a giant, like, water blast. What attack was that? Water jet, probably. Yeah, none of these are mass attacks. I was paying attention to make sure none of them were mass attacks, because that's the kind of thing I'd really like to notice, if it wasn't a mass attack. I think if we just attack, we should win here. We go for some egos, like, here and there, just for, like, safety if we want to, though. And we 4th match flame with you. We can ADD with you. It's not the best thing, but it worked. Just use a couple egos, just to make sure if anything survives that it doesn't survive. Capote, why not? Ishmael moment.
관리자님, 역시 저는 생각하지 못하는 방법을 떠올리시는군요.
Yeah, we didn't need the egos. It's insurance. And a very unnecessary insurance of that, but they've been dealt with, so how unnecessary was it? Oh. Well, that's good. Huh. Nice. And we did in 10 turns. So if that did matter, we did good. Screech! Ah! Many left. None. And this is the last one. There was something off about those mermaids that crawled out of the whale. A feeling not so different from looking at an abnormality or a distortion. Mermaids. Were they human once? I guess I should have explained better. It's people that fell into the lake. And every creature that lives in the depths of the Great Lake are called whales. Whales specifically referred to. Everything in the Great Lake that can parasitize humans. And whales give birth to mermaids. Yep. And where do the mermaids come from? They're people devoured by whales that came with the waves. There's no guarantee that we won't meet the same fate. See? Now you know why you could turn the clock all day and fail to bring us back. I see now. The waves will be unrelenting, unabating. And Ishmael, who had already weathered and braved these endless crashing waves, was starting to snap strand by strand. I have a mission that I can't fail. And I'll kill everything that stands in my way. Even if I were to stumble, even if every part of me were to fall apart, I'll see it through to the end. Determined and ferocious, both good attributes to have when setting sail on an adventure. Because our voyage is just getting started. This is also a good image. Wonder how many of these will actually visit. That's a kraken. There's tentacles like we saw before. Is that an oil? I think that's an oil rig there. It's a mountain surrounded by boats. That's like a prison complex. It's a weird looking boat. And of course, this one we're definitely visiting. This is probably where this is gonna be where the other like mermaids we saw are gonna be in the trailer. Oh, you did them. Oh, it's Sun Shower. I was like, oh wow, you did the most. Yeah, no, it's Sun Shower. There we go. We're now caught up with Canto 5. Some good stuff so far. I think, compared to Canto 4, I think this is like a perfect amount of filler fights, honestly. Maybe it's just because these enemies weren't as annoying to deal with as the Canto 4 ones were. Maybe it's because the new units were good, and therefore I didn't feel like I was being dragged down by using them like I felt about using Sun Shower as part of a team. Overall, that's pretty solid, and I've got a lot more in Kaplan than I need, that's for sure. So I'll just modularize that all. We've got the EX clear. Yeah, you did need to clear this one within 10 turns, so you know I just barely got that. So it's nice, we're on track for getting all the EXs. And Team Airfix. There could not be selected for the main story 0-4. I'll progress past that stage. Oh, did they bug the tutorial? That's interesting. That's really interesting. 0-4 would be like the final of the tutorial, I'm fairly certain. Okay, we get those. We don't get any rewards yet. We will in time, though. We're instantly going to get Effervescent Corrosion. And I'm going to keep on doing Daily Mirror Dungeons, of course, so I'm going to keep on getting more levels. Anyways, that's all for the first week of Canto 5. Join me back shortly after next week's update, which I guess will be Wednesday/Thursday, depending on your time zone, and we will keep on up with week 2. But thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.